In this video, I beat Elden Ring, but every enemy is bell-bearing hunter. In the last video, I overcame several challenges such as making my way through the precipice, as well as going through Shaded Castle to become the bell-bearing hunter myself. I ended with getting access to the capital. That last video was tough, but in this video, I have to sneak around all these Bubahas on the rooftops and claw my way through these ones in Farum Azula. Will I overcome this challenge? Or will the challenge overcome me? My next goal is to make my way through the capital. But these Bubahas are in my way. I know of some epic gamer skips that speedrunners use to skip most of the capital, but I'm not skilled enough to do this. So my plan is to run across these rooftops. But these Bubahas are in my way. I have to jump over this ledge to access the rooftops. So I have to make it past these guys without them doing the epic red flying sword attack. Eventually, I found this specific route to sneak around, and I jump to the rooftops. Then I defeat this mini-boss, get the Lord's Rune, and rest at this grace. The rest of the capital wasn't that bad. I climb the dragon, get this grace, grab the golden seed, and make my way to this tree branch. This part is a little scary, but after some careful maneuvering, I get to Goldfree. He goes down easily. Same with Morgan. And now it's time for Forbidden Lands and Mountaintops. I was expecting Forbidden Lands to be somewhat challenging, but there was more than enough room to sneak around all the Bubahas. While here, I get this Somber 7, defeat the Black Blade Kindred, and upgrade my weapon to +9. Then I get to Mountaintops. In the randomizer settings, I did a setting that makes these spirit springs that allow you to skip running through mountaintops. I clicked this setting, but later decided not to use the spirit springs because I wanted to see what annoying Bubaha placement this area had to offer. In casual playthroughs, I find the ice dragon to be absolutely terrifying. The dragon has hit me with its ice AoE while I'm just running through. But here, the boss never showed up, so this section was very easy. The only mildly annoying part was this section with the fire dudes. But I easily run through, and I got to the fire giant. Hey, I did phase 1 hitless. Can I do phase 2 hitless? No, but at least I beat it without using a heal. Next I run up the chain, rest at the grace, speak to a woman for my second time ever, go unconscious, Melina burns, and I get teleported to Farum Azula. This was my ultimate challenge. Farum Azula was by far the most difficult part of the run. It had everything that made this run difficult. Small corridors, ledges, and enemies. Lots and lots of enemies. Eventually, I make it to the Godskin duo boss. I was genuinely expecting this to be a 2v1, which would make this by far the hardest boss. But it only had one Bubaha, not two, so it went down easily. But this next bit was extremely tough. There was a big long stretch of running with no grace. I could get knocked off the ledge, get ganked by the epic flying red sword attack, or simply run out of healing. I had to jump in this spot to avoid aggroing the enemies, perfect my roll timing, avoid the lighting strikes, avoid running directly off the edge, pray I had enough healing to be at full health through this section. Eventually, I make it to the elevator and rest at the grace. After getting this grace, I go back and get the Somber 10 to max out my weapon. And the rest of the run was kinda easy. Malekith goes down on the first try. I try beating Gideon with only rolling, since rolling with the armor does a little damage. But I skill issued and ran out of healing and died. But at least I managed to beat both phases of Godfrey hitless. Rada Beast goes down easily, and that's it. Part 2 was easier than expected. That's why it was kinda short. I plan on doing this challenge, but with other Elden Ring bosses at some point. Maybe all Radagon. But I'd also like to do this every enemy is X challenge in other Souls games, such as Dark Souls 1 or 3. Elden Ring being open world makes this challenge kinda easy, but those games are more linear, so they would be much harder. But let me know in the comments below what other bosses and games you want to see for this challenge. Also, please consider subscribing. If I get 100 new subscribers from this video and the previous bell-bearing hunter video combined, I'll do this challenge, but with all remembrance bosses, including the DLC. Thank you for watching.